Kavita Krishnan, who joins us from New Delhi. Kavita is the secretary of the All India Progressive Women's Association. Kavita, thank you so much for your time. Was this an extrajudicial killing? The men never had a chance to go to trial and put their defense forward.
It's quite obviously an extrajudicial killing because these were unarmed men in the custody of police, and so it's clearly a custodial killing. And I think that many of those who are celebrating the killing know that it's a custodial killing. They know that we know it's a custodial killing, but they are asking us to celebrate it. And as a women's rights activist in India, I think that my organization, as well as most other women's organizations that I know who have been supporting rape survivors and protesting in cases of rape, are appalled at this state of affairs. We feel that the same government and the police that have betrayed women, that have actually made women more unsafe, are today asking us to look away from their failures and celebrate their crime.
Is there any reason not to believe the police side of the story?
There's more ample reason, because for one thing, this is an old and very jaded script. The Telangana police is notorious for summarily executing prisoners, and this is not the first time they've done it. They've done it several times in the past, and some of the Indian news portals have actually tracked this and shown how this is a script which is pre-written script that, oh, we took the accused to reconstruct the crime and then they attacked us and we had to kill them. It boggles the imagination. It's impossible. 4 unarmed men, and you had to kill them all. It doesn't make any sense at all. And I think that if you look in 2008, the Telangana police did the same thing with 3 people who were accused of acid attacks on some girls. And one of the acid attack victims, the survivors from that case, has actually spoken today to Huffington Post. And she has said, look, I don't think that this kind of extrajudicial killing brings justice or brings any kind of healing for the survivor, any kind of closure for the survivor. Because in a way, it is an admission of the failure of the police. In a way, it's an admission of the complete corruption and incompetence and criminality of the system which is supposed to be protecting our rights. Because we have to remember that a system that does not protect the rights of the prisoner is also a system that is not going to protecting the constitutional rights of women in India. It's the same police that blames victims who are alive and who want to go and complain about a rape. The same system.
Kavita, the pictures that we're showing of people eating sweets, mithai, and members of the public throwing flower petals onto the police. These are 2 ways in the subcontinent that people celebrate happy events. You've been already alluding to underlying problems in the system. On Wednesday in Uttar Pradesh, a woman was on her way to a trial of 2 men she accused of raping her. She never got to the trial because she was stopped from reaching the building and she was burned. She's currently in hospital with 70% burns. Authorities say the 2 men who stopped her are exactly the 2 men that she had accused of rape. So you've talked about the underlying problems. Is it really a question of legislation, or is it also a question of societal attitudes and the patriarchy that exists not only in India, but across much of the world?
I think it's not just about societal attitudes, but it is about what you are seeing here is a political mobilization of people against women's rights and for patriarchy. So they are celebrating what they are doing right now in tying that piece of thread for the police is saying, you are manly men, you are manly enough to be my brothers. And that itself is a patriarchal message, which implies that if the police had not killed the victims, then they should be given bangles and not this sacred thread that is being tied there. So the whole point is that this is a patriarchal validation. And I think that it deeply takes away from the efforts of women's movements today, which are not asking for this kind of summary execution or anything like that. The pictures you're showing right now are from the Hindu right-wing organization, students' wing of the Hindu majoritarian organization in India that celebrates the lynching of people from vulnerable communities. And they tried to communalize this particular rape and murder by falsely propagating that Muslims had killed the woman because she was Hindu. And there was nothing true in that story. And yet the march that you're showing claimed that, and they tried to that's the picture. So it's not a picture of women protesting against patriarchy. Not this one is, but the earlier one that you showed was a picture of women demanding the death penalty and essentially saying kill all Muslims.
Okay, so to go back to the societal issues, an Indian film director, Daniel Shravan, I think his name is, he put out on social media, this is a direct quote from him, it's since been removed, that post. He said, rape is not a serious thing, but murder is inexcusable. The government should legalize rape without violence for the safety of women, he has the temerity to suggest. Okay, so here's another societal issue in India, the caste system that exists in your country. Do you think if these 4 suspects in Hyderabad had been rich, of a higher caste, that this could have happened to them, that they could have been killed like this?
I think that if the privileged in India literally get away with rape and murder. And the most prominent examples of that are that there was a complaint of sexual harassment against a Chief Justice of the Indian Supreme Court. And the Chief Justice got to spread slander about the woman, call her a criminal from his pulpit in the court. And the woman got no justice at all. There was no investigation and no actual facts were brought out in that matter. So I think that those who wield power essentially get away with crimes, and others essentially who are poorer may not do the same. But I also want to say that, what Daniel Shravan wrote, that is reeking of entitlement. It's not just about the class system or the caste system. It's saying that women are entitled to, that men are entitled to treat to sex from women. And he is advising women, oh, don't fight it, just carry condoms and allow them to do what they will so that they spare your life. So in a sense, this is a dehumanizing statement about women. And the fact that there is someone who considers himself to be a public figure is making these statements shows that there is a considerable acceptance for this kind of worldview. And this is the cause for what we are witnessing right now. And unfortunately, you have a situation where the government in question, our central government as well as the Telangana government here, they are asking us to look away from their failures to protect women's rights and asking us to applaud their contempt for human life and their contempt for justice, because we do not know whether these 4 accused persons whom the police claimed were the culprits were really the culprits at all. We do not know that because we do not have any evidence of that till now, except a custodial confession, which in India is routinely obtained through police torture.
Kavita, I cannot thank you enough for spending time with us on TRT World's The News Hour. Kavita Krishnan speaking to us from New Delhi. Thank you so much.